Hey guys, today I'm going to be talking about how I got a placement and an internship in UX UI design and social media. Whether you're a fellow student like me or a young professional wondering how do you break into a specific industry, how do you meet professionals in that sector, how do you maximize your chances of success of getting into this industry, this video is going to be the blueprint guide for you. So there is a 5-point system that I've formulated in order to set yourself up for the most success you can in breaking into an industry. And the first one is actually meeting professionals and directly connecting with professionals and talking to them. For me, this was one of the most important ones because I feel like you can actually get your name out there, you can actually have real conversations with people, you can actually talk to them about yourself, about them, about their company. So this would definitely be my first and most important step. So how did I meet industry professionals? I go to the University of Leeds, and as soon as I came here, basically, I saw adverts for this Leeds Digital Careers Fair, and I just thought instantly, that is exactly what I need to attend. Like, I've just come to this city, I'm a fresh face, there's a whole world out there that I need to discover a whole city out there I need to discover. I want to connect with people, I want to talk with people. You can find any of these great networking events or careers fair events online if you literally just search in careers event or networking event and then your location. I'm sure so many will come up. It's just a great way to meet new people anyway and get yourself out there, get yourself out of your comfort zone. I wasn't really doing much because it was in the middle of freshers / the start of uni, so I didn't have a lot of uni work at the time, so I just thought I'm going to get myself out there and I'm going to talk to people, and that's exactly what I did. And I had in the back of my mind the idea that I do want to eventually get a placement and an internship, so I kept that in mind when I was talking to people, and I basically just went round and I just introduced myself and I said, hey look, I'm a university student, this is what I study, this is what I'm interested in doing, like, do you have any roles available, and if not, like, would you consider me for any placements or internships? And that is basically how I got my placement. I spoke to a few people at certain different stalls, and then this particular company said, yeah, we would be interested in that. You seem really passionate. When you're there, you're obviously going to have so many people to talk to and so many different companies that are advertising themselves. This is where advocating for yourself really comes in handy. So what does advocating for yourself involve? It basically just means trying to make yourself stand out and show off the skills that you have, the skills that you've been learning, how they're related to your career path, your chosen career path, and sector that you're wanting to go into. So this is a really important skill to have. You kind of need to be able to elevate a pitch yourself to professional. At this careers fair in particular, I actually had to do 2 types because obviously I'm interested in social media and UX UI design. So I had to have 2 formulated plans of things I was going to say. So for example, for the social media internship, I was saying that I was able to create social media posts for a previous company that I worked at, and I was in charge of their social media and posting, all that stuff. Say all of the skills that you have relevant to the job role. You basically just have to come across as the most enthusiastic person, and it will just come naturally to you anyway. Like, I didn't prepare for these things beforehand, I just had a few ideas in my head of things that I had done in the past, and I kind of just had to think of them on the spot, and I just told them what relevant experience I had. So for example, past work experience, my part-time jobs that I've had, and that's going to lead me on to the next point. The next thing I'm going to be talking about is how you can hack what you deem irrelevant part-time jobs and how you can apply them to what you actually want to do. So I actually have a part-time job where I am a head code coach at schools, and basically what that means is I will go in, I will teach classes after school to kids, and I'll teach them about coding and programming games and designing games. So it's really, really fun, really, really rewarding, and you might think, how the hell is that related to UX design? Like, that's literally impossible to relate. But there are ways you can frame the skills that you have and take them and apply them to the job that you want to do. I'm constantly explaining to kids how things work, specific mechanisms, things like using a keyboard or why a certain thing happens when you press something. So I'm used to explaining in depth to people how something works, you know, framing it in a way that's simple for a kid to understand. But that can really be applied to any sort of career. For example, in UX design, you're often having to present your work to your clients. I mean, I am studying communication as a degree, so I hope that it would be, you know, somewhat to a good level, but that's given me the ability to kind of explain the thought process and the logic of certain applications, and that is so useful to UX design because you'll have to present your work to clients and show them the logic you've used to go through a design process, and also show them how it works and how it's supposed to work and why it works. I think that's just such a interesting way of thinking about your part-time jobs. It's like something you think is completely, totally irrelevant will be applicable to the job you want to do in the future. You just have to think about it hard and then try and see how it fits into the career you want to do. The next piece of important advice that I have is having an amazing LinkedIn profile. Now, if you don't know what LinkedIn is, it's basically a platform where professionals can connect with each other, where you as a student can connect with professionals and talk to them. And fun fact, if I hadn't have had a LinkedIn presence and account, and I hadn't had messaged the people that work at the company I'm doing my placement at, I wouldn't have got it, because they originally didn't reply to my emails. I had to connect with individuals at the company doing the career that I wanted to do the placement in, and talk to them myself and say, hey look, I'm still really interested in doing this, like I would love it if I could have a chance to talk to you guys more. Having a LinkedIn profile was just really, really helpful in that moment. So I'm going to put a screen recording on screen now of what my LinkedIn looks like and how you can make yours look good too. You want to make sure you have a really good profile picture, you want to make sure you have a really good banner, make sure that your LinkedIn kind of conveys the dedication and the determination to get the role. For example, I've made many posts about what I'm doing. I've made posts critiquing or just giving my own thoughts on posts relevant to the career. You want to make sure that you have your work experience in there, and you are going to put that all in there, all of your experiences, your education, your background. Just put everything you can in there to kind of contextualize. You want it to come across as, I'm really passionate about what I want to do. I've done loads of things for it. I am a very well-rounded individual, where you have, you know, your sports on your profile, you've got your career, you've got your university, you've got all these different things kind of built into your profile just to make you seem more like a person, more friendly. And if it wasn't for me having such a personalized profile, or having even a profile, I probably wouldn't have got the placement that I got, because I wouldn't have been able to talk to them and connect to them. So having a profile on LinkedIn is definitely a must. Okay, my last tip that I have is about time management and about how you should manage your time, structure your time in order to get the placements and roles that you want to apply for, and also balance these alongside your university or your part-time jobs when you do eventually get the roles. I don't really have a specific method of using my time. I'll just tell you exactly how I approach things usually. It's like, if I have an urgent thing to get done, I will never let that go past the deadline. I've never handed in something late. I never tried to find an excuse for something. I've just gone to hand it in on time, and I always prioritize getting something done when the deadline is coming up before anything else. So I guess that's kind of like the most important urgent matrix. I do always do the most important things, and I do get them done. I never let something go over the deadline. Prioritize your university work first for sure, but then alongside, any time you have, literally any off time I have, I'm usually scrolling on LinkedIn looking for jobs, looking for placement opportunities and internship opportunities. So it's just super helpful to manage your time correctly, so you do have time to actually look for the placements. As a result of just getting the stuff done that is most urgent and not letting anything go behind schedule and the deadline, I've been able to manage my university degree, maintaining good grades, praying that I've got a first class through the first year. Not that it counts, but just to prove to myself that I can actually do it. But also balancing my societies. I've been the captain of my media netball team and organising matches and stuff, and also my social life, my relationship life, like just a lot of different things I have managed to time balance alongside my internship, which has now become my part-time job, and also my placement, which I'm doing currently. Another thing I would say is I literally completely disregarded things that I knew weren't worth the time. For example, if I had a uni assignment coming up and I was nowhere near done, I would not go out, I would not go to the gym, I would just lock in with the uni assignment and just go to a few lectures and then get it done, you know what I mean? I was not going out and partying when I had something due the next day. Like, I was there ready to submit it on the day it was due. It's all about balancing your priorities and what you're good at, your skills. Like, I did not prioritize gym during university time, and now that I've finished university, I'm getting in my like daily fitness somewhat, and you know, being more productive now that I don't have uni looming over me, because university is a really stressful time. And I just wanted to say that the main goal is to have as many different experiences as possible, grow as a person. So you're doing amazing no matter what. Even if you don't get an internship or you don't get a placement, like, that is not what the degree is about. The degree is about getting experiences, making new friends, you know, connecting with people, that sort of thing. It's about like having a community of people you can go back to, or multiple different communities. To end the video, I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching, and just know that you don't need fancy connections in the industry. You don't need family members to have given you connections. You just need to be proactive about getting the career that you are dreaming of and wanting to do.